I saw this interesting story, and I thought we should have asked Paul about this. There is a restaurant in Washington, D.C., in the Washington, D.C. area, a sushi bar that is saying no kids allowed. It is an adults-only restaurant. And it got me thinking, well, it got a lot of parents thinking, actually. A lot of parents are upset about it because they're saying, you know, we take our kids out with us when we eat, and if they're well-behaved, why shouldn't they be allowed in a restaurant? But I was wondering what you all thought about that.
I think it's fine if that's what they want to do. There are plenty of restaurants. Sometimes people just want to go and have an adult evening. You know, I don't think the kids will be deprived and they need to see a therapist. Let's just go down the street and go to another restaurant.
I think this is fantastic because I will say there are plenty of nights that I go have dinner with my girlfriends and we go out in Uptown, and it kind of just kills your buzz when there's just like a screaming child next to you. Go ahead, send me hate messages, people. I'm okay with it. But it's like, and then I think it's 10 p.m. Why is your child not in bed?
Yeah.
Like, that's my next. But then I also have friends whose kids are really well behaved, and we can go to a nice restaurant, and I know that their kids will sit there and they will not talk. So I guess every circumstance is different, but I've been on like an adults-only cruise, which is pretty fun. Like, and those are great because then there's not screaming kids, and
there's just screaming adults.
Exactly.
wearing spandex.
Exactly.
You know, I'll tell you something. As a parent, you know, I wouldn't like to be told that I couldn't take my kids to a certain place, but I am also one of those parents that gets really irritated with people whose children are misbehaving, whether they're in a restaurant or in the grocery store or whatever. It's just irritating to me because I know that my kids, my sweet angels, would never act that way.
Do you think parents would love this because then they would have that one night that it's like when they do get the babysitter, they don't want to deal with kids. They don't, obviously, because they got a babysitter, and they don't want to go to a restaurant and deal with anyone else's kids.
So long story short, good luck. Open your restaurant, have no children, and make a lot of money because more people are going to come in there that hate kids.
Scott, you and your wife have been married for almost 41 years.
Yeah.
Do you guys do?
We used to take our kids everywhere.
Okay.
And they were extremely, I'm proud to say, they're both grown adults in their 30s now, but I was proud to say they were just gentlemen and ladies. And so that wasn't an issue for me. But I totally hear where the three of you are coming from. And I would be inclined, I'd like to know what the real reason. Was it because of the screaming kids? Why did he say this and put that edict into effect?
Yeah, well, they were saying that it was disturbing to other
yeah. I'm all for it then. Go for it. Especially in Washington, D.C. I used to live in D.C. And it's a whole different environment. The whole concept of what you're doing, a different culture with all that goes on in D.C. And children sometimes should be back here, not front and center. So I can understand if you, especially in D.C., if he's doing
Or if
this.
restaurants have like a room that like you could sit there with kids versus, oh my gosh.
I guess Susie's lost interest in the subject. Let's
Oh my God!
Oh no!
I couldn't see for the light.
And we just knew that was going to happen. And that was not.
I just got noggin.
That was not planned. No more throwing balls. Anyway, thought we should probably explain if you're just tuning in why we're in our Rough Riders jerseys and why Susie has a black eye.
Do you really? Did it really?